guys, it's Hazeltail, and today I have a makeup tutorial for you guys, and it's been so long since I did a makeup tutorial. I can't even remember when the last one was. This has just been my go-to makeup look recently, and actually a couple days ago I posted a picture of it to Tumblr and Instagram, and you guys seemed to really like it, so I thought I would do a video for it. It's like a warm, neutral eye, winged eyeliner of course, and I actually put on blush today, if you can believe that. But this is going to be a voiceover tutorial, and I'm going to be showing you the entire face from foundation to the very end. And let me know if you guys prefer this kind of makeup tutorial or if you prefer the getting ready videos, because I can do either for you guys. Anyway, let's just jump into this tutorial. The first thing I do is spray on the Urban Decay B6 Prep Spray. This is basically just a primer water, and it just adds a little bit of moisture to the skin. And then I like to put on a lip balm when I start my makeup. And lately, instead of a traditional foundation, I've been using a CC cream. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC cream, and I really like this one. It looks more like a foundation than a tinted moisturizer once you put it on, but you can put it on with your hands and it still looks good, so I really like that. And since it's a CC cream, which I had trouble saying a bunch of times, it adds moisture to the skin also. I just dot it around where I need the most coverage and then blend it out with my fingers. And I take some down the neck as well. Then I move on to concealer. Lately I've been liking the Revlon ColorStay. It matches the IT Cosmetics color really well. First I apply a pretty generous amount under my eyes. Then I take the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and spray it with a little bit of water so it doesn't soak up on my product. And then I take that and use circular buffing motions to blend in my under eye concealer. Then I just dot my concealer around on any blemishes on my face. Then I use a brush from Rite Aid. I think it's technically an eyeshadow brush, but I usually use it for concealer. And again, I spray it with water so it doesn't soak up all my product. And then I gently blend out the concealer around my blemishes. I try not to overblend it because it takes the coverage away. Then to set my under eyes, I used a Sonia Kashuk blending brush and the e.l.f. high definition powder. This is my favorite brush for setting the under eyes, but unfortunately you can't get it anymore. They stopped making it. I'm sorry. But what you want to use is a big fluffy brush, get a little bit of powder on it, and then roll it over your under eyes. Rolling the powder on instead of sweeping helps it not form little lines under your eyes. Then to set the rest of my face, I used the Wet n Wild Coverall powder in Fair. I used the e.l.f. Complexion brush, and I started by dabbing it on so I wouldn't upset the foundation underneath, or the CC cream. And then after I got some powder on, I kind of just sweeped it around. And I took the powder down the neck as well. And then at this point, I like to put on a little bit of setting spray before I move on to contour, just so all my powder stays in place. Then to contour my face, I used the NYX powder blush in Taupe and an angled face brush from Rite Aid. The brush doesn't have a specific name on it. It was probably on the box, and it was probably something like angled blush brush, I'm not sure. But I take that in the hollows of my cheeks, around my hairline, just on the sides like my temples. And then I do my jaw and a little bit down my neck. Then I filled in my brows using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe. Technically this is a blonde color, but I like the way it looks in my eyebrows. And honestly, I kind of struggle to explain how I do my eyebrows, so I'm just gonna speed through this. One thing I can tell you is after I have them filled in, I use the spoolie on just the very front of my eyebrows to make them a little bit faded, and then it goes into the full color, if that makes any sense. And then I set my eyebrows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Now we get to move on to the eyes, and I start with an eyeshadow primer. This one is from Milani. I apply this almost all over my eyes. The very inner corners I leave bare because I already have powder there, and the mixture of primer and powder just makes a hot mess. Then for my lid color, I used an eyeshadow stick. This one is the Mercier Caviar stick in Rosegold. It's a mini, I think, that I got in a set, but I think Milani has a color that's very similar. It's like called Champagne Toast or something like that. Anyway, I applied that all over my lids, slightly into the crease, and then blended it out with my finger. Then for my crease, I used the LA Colors eyeshadow in Bare Mauve. Frankly, I don't think it's mauve at all. It's more of a camel color, but whatever, I'm not the one naming the shadows. I'm using a medium-sized crease brush for this, like sort of fluffy, but not huge like the first one for our under eyes. It's the NYX 16 brush, and I just put that all over my crease. But that was a little bit too warm for my liking, so then I went in with the same brush with my contour color to cool it down. Then I used Wet n Wild's Brulee as my highlight, but this would probably change if your skin tone is different than mine, because I just wanted a very neutral matte highlight. And this eyeshadow is super pigmented, so I used a skinny blending brush to apply it. It's the NYX 17 brush. Then I went under my eyes with the first crease color using a smudger pencil brush. I think this one is from Essence, and I took that almost to my inner corner. Then I picked up some of my contour color on the smudger brush and applied it to the outer halves of my lower lash line. Then I wanted something really light and shimmery for my inner corners. I used e.l.f.'s tiny little concealer brush to apply a shimmery white that I have from L'Oreal. I don't think they make this anymore, but it was called Frosted Icing. My favorite eyeliner to use for winged liner is the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner in Blackest Black, but the Maybelline one is almost the same thing. I like to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills 7 brush to do my liner. I start out by just drawing a line from the middle of my eye to the outer edge. Then I draw the outside of my wing. I take a line and kind of direct it toward my eyebrow, and then I drag my brush in towards the center of my eye to create the top of the wing. And then I delicately do the front half of my eye, which is really hard for me. My hands are shaky. And then I just applied some mascara, so I'm gonna speed through this part of the video also. This is my favorite mascara. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes, but I think mine is drying out. And now we're moving back to the cheeks. For my main highlight, I'm using the Bloody Mary white eyeshadow. It kind of looks like a loose shadow in the video, but that's just because mine is really old and broken. But I just get a little bit of that onto a soft blush brush, and then sweep that in kind of a triangular shape under my eyes and up my cheekbones. I believe this brush is from e.l.f. Then I put on some blush, which I hardly ever do. This one is the Jordana Powder Blush in Sunlit Bronze. I just took the e.l.f. stipple brush and applied that to the outer parts of my cheeks. And I'm using the stipple brush instead of a blush brush because I wanted a very sheer amount of this color. And I took the color back towards my hairline. Then I put on a shimmery highlight using the e.l.f. fan brush. I don't know if they make this one anymore. It's a Revlon ColorStay finishing powder. And it was kind of hard to get on the brush, so I had to like really scrub the pan. And then I just delicately applied it to the very tops of my cheekbones. And then, wouldn't you know it, I forgot to film it, but you should finish off with more of the Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray. If you like this style of makeup tutorial, please give me a thumbs up so I know that you guys like it. And if there are any other videos you'd like to see, you can leave them in the comments down below or private message me. I haven't had any requests lately, but like, I really like doing them. I love you guys. Bye!